Hello YouTube, this is MrOllzinator, and today we have a YouTube breakdown. That's right, a breakdown. I'm going to go through a design I made, layer by layer, just showing you how I made it. So, we are creating this, we are creating this DJ going from this stock image to this rather cool, fiery, burning, glowing thing. So, start from the beginning. First, I just got a basic small scatter brush. You just choose the brush, choose a hard round brush, size 3. Then you go up to here, click on brush. Put the size jitter on the shape dynamics to 100%. Go on the scattering, put the scattering to 1000%. All I did was just go around his hands, quite simple. And then I set the layer mode to color dodge, opacity to 100%. I then applied some effects. I used the red outer glow set to linear dodge, opacity 75%, spread 0 and size 0, and also an inner glow of yellow color set to color dodge, opacity 60%, choke 0, size 2. Those settings I'll be using later, so be sure to enter them correctly, because you can just copy and paste them later. So next up, I just added some simple yellow, simple yellow dots set to color dodge, opacity 30%, and also some red ones set to color dodge, opacity 70%. These just brighten up the fingers. I was just trying to make the colours more intense and more bright. Next up, I added these lines coming away from his hands. Same before, using a small scatter brush. Instead of a size 3, I used size 1. I then got the eraser, erased some of the edges so it looks like they're fading out. I applied a outer glow to that, similar to before, just using a yellow set to color dodge, opacity 75%, and the rest is default. Next up on the layers, I just added a bit of white. You can barely see that. I just wanted to make it a tiny bit brighter. Added some white with a soft brush, set it to overlay, and the opacity to 20%. Next up, this is the major part. These lines going around his arms. Using the pen tool, just created the shape I wanted going around his arm. Used a hard 3 size brush with a slightly dark orange color. Stroked the pen tool, not simulating pressure. And then using the clone stamp tool, which I rarely ever use. You just want to get a random brush, something similar to this, if you can see that, or just the scatter brush which you used from earlier. You want to alt click on the line you made, and then just do a bit of brushing. It will add these bits around the edges, which you can see here. Instead of just having one line, it will have some bits around the edges, which makes it a lot better. The effects I applied to this layer, I didn't do this. I actually just copy and pasted from the first layer we did. Yeah, so you just right click, copy layer style, right click that one, paste layer style. It was just the yellow and red outer and inner glows, which we did the scatter brush at the beginning. So once you've done that, the layer style is just set to normal, opacity 100%. You want to duplicate that layer, and on this duplicated layer you want to change the I don't know what this is called actually. If you know what this is called, then let me know. I think it's the layer style, or the layer, no, it's not the layer style, it's the layer, I don't know, maybe it is the layer style. Let me know in the comments section below, and I'd really appreciate that, because I'm not sure what it's called. So yeah, anyway, set it to color dodge, gives a really bright effect. I really like that, makes it look very intense. Then all I just did it around the other arm. Same method. I thought it would be pretty cool if it went up his sleeve and out where his neck was, so I did that bit. I then just added some simple soft white brushes around his arms set to overlay opacity 30%, and some smaller white brushes around his hands set to overlay again, set opacity 60%. These just brighten up the image, as I said before, just kind of piling up the layers to increase the intensity and the brightness. Finally, I just added 3 gradient maps. First one is a simple red to orange gradient map set to screen, opacity 20%, and that just makes it a bit more browny colour. And the second gradient map, just to increase the contrast a little bit, so black to white gradient set to soft light, opacity 40%. And the final gradient map, just to make it a bit more blue, made it blue to white gradient map set to soft light, opacity 40%. And this is what you end up with. The final image looks pretty cool, I think. So if you thought this was useful, make sure you subscribe. Let me know if you like this idea of doing a breakdown of my work. Seems a bit quicker, aimed at people who kind of know the basics of Photoshop but just need the settings and levels and all the different numbers for the effects, or maybe even the ideas. So I hope this has helped you. This has been MrOllzinator. I really need to think how to end my videos. I don't want to say peace because I'm not that G, but so yeah, I'll just say goodbye and have a nice day.